So the mind is the most important asset for all beings in the world. More so, mind otherwise called is a buddhi. That's why in Markandeya Maharshi, in Puranam, in Durga Saptati section, tells that Sarvasya Jantoho Buddhirasti. He uses the word Jantu, Pashu. So Pashu means beast. Everybody is a beast. Even man is also a beast. But man is able to rise up from the beast level and become a Brahman. That's why that kind of felicity is there in man's mind. Therefore, man is always, or humans are always perpendicular to the ground, 90 degrees up. Therefore, they are called as Samyak Jantus. So the Samyak Jantus have got scope to develop their intelligence and uncover so many secrets of nature and life. Therefore, that Jyotir Brahmana. Now, here in this particular Manikanda which we are going, there is the dialogue between the Yajnavalkya and Janaka Maharaja. Actually, the Janaka is a surname. As we understand, there are 64 Janakas are there. And the father, Janaka Maharaja of Sita Devi, is only in lineage. But that Janaka also, all Janakas are really philosophers and Brahmavadins and Gnanins. But when Yajnavalkya Maharshi is supreme, because Yajnavalkya is not ordinary sage, he is a Rishi, Veda Rishi, got the new Ajurveda revealed to him because he is a Suryopasaka par excellence. A Surya Anugrahadinda, he was able to get new Ajus. And Yani Suklani Ajugumshi. So pure means metrical. And many of them not to be found in another. So that's why Yani, what those mantras which are not found in other samhitas, I want that kind of Yajurveda exclusively pure. Therefore, in my thesis, that was my quest to be able to eliminate those mantras commonly found from Rigveda, Yajurveda, and all that, so that we'll be able to filter it like that, and we can make a discussion on that particular pure section of that mantras. But this kind of attempt cannot be done to other Vedas because they are also independently different. Anyway, that's a different question and discussion. So here he says that Yajnavalkya, when two scholars, when two Brahmavadins, when two great academicians meet, they don't indulge in hopeless talk or wasteful talk, and time is important between them. And I can quote an example of myself talking with, whenever Nath Garu, NCB Nath, speaks to me, telephones, he will immediately get into the work that he is doing and that the work he has got to do and the work he has academical. Hardly we have got any family talk or anything like that. That is, he is completely engaged in uncovering so many things in a way that which people are not touching it at all. So that way, I got an example of a Rishi now living who has that kind of thinking and work line. So Yajnavalkya and Janaka, they had a talk on Agnihotra. So Samudate, then looking at the discussion went on, Yajnavalkya became so much pleased, and so he wanted to get some knowledge. So then Yajnavalkya granted him some boon, Varam Dadau. So when Paramatma, when the rishis or gods give you varam or boon, then that you have got to choose. It's very hard to choose a boon from the higher ups. We have hundreds of thoughts in our head, but to choose one thing, then it is said, before he starts asking anything, then Yajnavalkya put a question. Yajnavalkya, see, there was a question. Yajnavalkya, Kim Jyoti Ayam Purushaha iti Aditya Jyoti Samrat Hovacha. So this is the discussion on the Jyoti. And which are the Jyotis or which are the light burning constantly? Then now there is going to be naming one by one. So first of all, Purusha is Jyoti, then Aditya is a Jyoti, Chandraman is a Jyoti, then Nakshatras are a Jyoti, then yes, like that, one by one, we are coming out because Jyotis are opening up and Jyotis close down. Sun is rising, sun is setting. Moon is rising, moon is setting. So when that particular light Jyoti you call, when it is withdrawing itself in the horizon, in the Akasha, then what are you then? So ultimately, these nakshatras are also there. When they all become Shan, Agni is a Jyoti, Vak is a Jyoti. So in all these things, supposing Astamite, then Jyoti is there, it has two meanings, two activity. One to open up, secondly to close down. So open, close, or rise and merge. Then we have also come to the one Katama, then Atma question comes up. Because Atma Jyotihi. See, Atma is a typical word which has number of divisions, as you know, and ultimately we come to say that Paramatma. But before you talk about the Paramatma, you have Antaratma, you have Atma, Antaratma, Bhutatma, Viswatma, Sarvatma, etc. And Atma itself is a tool, Atma itself is a goal. And for example, it is said, what is Lord Shiva doing? Closing his eyes and with all that back erect, head erect, closing the eyes, and pranayama does doing. So with this kind of yogic posture, what is that Lord Shiva, Rudra, is doing? That's the question comes. And he is in dhyana. So in Mudra Rakshasa, in Nandi Sloka, that Vishakadatta will give a beautiful idea, tickling tickling the mind of Parvati, but actually he indicates that Sada Dhyana Paraha, Shivaha, Sada Dhyana Paro Ramaha. So when once you go into meditation, dhyana, you will be uncovering a lot of secrets and truths. That's exactly the goal or purpose of going into dhyana. That's why all yogic teachers tell you spend some time in meditation, meaning that you try to channelize your mind to go in a particular track. So that's why he says about Atma is a Jyoti. Ultimately, Atma is a Jyoti. And Atma Jyoti is able to discover the other Jyoti, Paranjyoti, inside. So Atmanatmanam Vetti. That's one statement. So even what Lord Rudra is doing, Atmanam Atmana Pasyaha Pasyanti Pasyantaha. So he is trying to visualize his own Atma within with the Atma only. It is something like telling Vajrena Vajram Vidyate. So any diamond can be cut only with another diamond. There is no knife that can cut the diamond. That's what, let's see, Ananvayam. It is just like that only. So he comes, because I covered all this portion, I'm trying to refresh, and new people are also there. So that what has been taken place, other two, we want to cover up. So that's why I'm telling. Then this is ultimately, he says, Kim Jatma eva jyotihi atmanaivayam jyotisha te jyotisha te palyayate karma kurute vipalyate iti. It is a statement quoted from some other earlier text. So there is always a ruling that the Atma Swabhava enu ante, ఏమి ఆత్మ స్వభావము అంటే అది వికసిస్తుంది, మళ్ళా క్లోజ్ అవుతుంది. It is something like a lotus. Lotus, when sun is there, when sun rises, the lotus blossoms. When sun sets, it will not blossom, it will just close up. Therefore, lotus is a very interesting spiritual and powerful, symbolic, mystical flower. Therefore, you always attribute the puja to gods with the lotuses. Offer the garland of lotuses. And that too, lotus amlana, that is in fact a lotus which will never fade away, was presented to Indra by Durvasa Maharshi. And so that is the divine celestial flowers. So like that, our Atma Jyoti, Atma Kamala. And Atma Kamala is trying to get up and get down. So if the Kurute, and when it is up, it does work. And when it is closed, then there stops its karma. So then the question comes up, Katamatmetihi. What is this Atma? What you talk about is trying to know what is this Atma like. So then the answer could be here, Ayam Vignanamayaha Pranesho Hrudi Antarjyotihi Purushaha Saha Samanaha. So this is exactly what you get in the Taittiriya Upanishad, the Panchakosha Vidya, that is Atma trying to discover. See, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, Atma. So, this is the definition of Taittiriya Maharshis, saying that Atma is having the 5 sheaths or koshas. Kosha is that bag, sanchi, chila. So, but in the creation, there are beings which have got sealing with these 5 layers only. Pranamaya Jantus are there, Annamaya Jantus are there, Manomaya Jantus are there, and Anandamaya Jantus are there. But the man, the human being born, is the ultimately highest fortunate fellow, because Purusha, Anandamayo Purushaha. The Purusha is able to rise from lowest level to maximum level. That's why human birth is really very precious. Narajanna bandaga, nalge iddaga, harismarana madaro anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾರು ಪುರಂದರದಾಸರು. ಸಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾತು ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನು ನರಜನ್ಮ ಬಂದಾಗ, ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಹಾಳು ಮಾತುಗಳು ಆಡಬಾರದು, ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನೆಗೆ ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ we have hundreds of, even Jagannatha Pandita also said, ಈ ನರಜನ್ಮ ಆಂಧ್ರತ್ವಂ ಆಂಧ್ರಭಾಷಾಚ ಪ್ರಾಭಾಕರ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮಃ ತತ್ರಾಪಿ ಚ ಮಾನುಷೀ ಜನ್ಮ ತತ್ರಾಪಿ ಚ ಯಜುಶಾಖಾಧ್ಯಯನಂ ದುರ್ಲಭಂ. So he says that Narajanma is Durlabha, and therein to be a student of Yajurveda is yet more difficult. And also to go on getting on with the Vimamsa section of the knowledge is again difficult. And to be born as a Andhratvam, keeping all the Andhratva, Telugutanamu, ఆ తెలుగుతనం ఉట్టి పడుతూ ఉండడం చాలా తక్కువ. దో పీపుల్ ఆర్ బోర్న్ ఇన్ ఆంధ్ర, they hardly have the Andhra features. But we have Krishnadevaraya, who has been called as Andhra Bhoja, and he has been called also Sahiti Samarangana Chakravarti. So Andhra Bhoja means Bhoja Maharaja is already famous. So he all-round scholar. So ఆంధ్రత్వాన్ని చక్కగా ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేసి అనేటువంటి అందుకోసం కన్నడం వాళ్ళు కర్ణాటక పీపుల్ ఆల్సో ది ఆంధ్ర పీపుల్ క్లెయిమ్స్ కృష్ణదేవరాయ బిలాంగ్స్ టు దెమ్ because he that's why Andhra Bhoja. Doesn't matter. Here, let us come to here. I am, what is that? Vijnanamaya. So pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya, anandamaya atma. So if you want to rise up to the next pedestal of of Ananda, the penultimate pedestal is Vijnanam. That's why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita also tried to inform us what is Gnana and what is Vijnana. Gnana Vijnana Yogo Nama, or simply Gnana Yogo Nama Adhyayana. So 7th or 8th chapter, we have got this. And ultimately, he goes to tell that you have to give up. When once you are after 70 and 80 years old, you need not read anything. Whatever you have read all through your life, that's what some elders tell. You have to rechew all of that, try to revise, try to get hold, try to rechew all that. Rather ruminate whatever knowledge you have, because you need not add more knowledge after some 80, 90 or 70 and all that. That's what retirement. Senior citizens hardly have got to read. They have to only listen from the pravachana's, because the pravachanakaras make a lot of preparation before they come onto stage. So ಒಂದು discourse ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ there is a background of preparation. You cannot spontaneously appear before the audience and try to entertain them with hopeful, useful, instructionful thoughts. Therefore, Vijnana is the penultimate stage, and we have got people who are trying to uncover the knowledge. Annamaya Kosha is that only if you are given food, we are happy. And Pranamaya is all people have got pranams, because 5 vital years. As long as the prana is there, is called Jiva. He is called Bhuta. When once the prana goes away from the Sarira, he becomes a Preta. So Bhuta, living, Preta, so departed. So there is no body for them, but otherwise, for 1 year, the departed people will entertain some hopes and desires. Therefore, the people who are living have got to give constantly something or the other to keep them happier. And Pitraloka is very much dry. Anyway, here, Vijnanamaya Praneshu Hruti Antarjyoti Purushaha. So the Vijnana or the knowledge is live in the form of light with all the vital Praneshu, means Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. Pancha Pranas are there. So vital years. In fact, in Ayurveda, people always take note of these Pancha Pranas also before they administer anything. So they see the Nadi, they see the Nadi Pariksha Martare, then they look at your eyes, they look at your tongue, mouth and tongue and all that, because these are all the indicators of our body inside, or so are the conditions of our body. Otherwise called as Jyoti. Jyoti is the heat, energy, the temperature in our body. So the temperature is the life in our body. Therefore, the praneshu, pranamaya, pranam, prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. The prana, apana, vyana, udana, samanas are being regulated by the Dhyava Prithvi. That's what we find in the. So Dhyava and Prithvi, Dhyava Prithvi Bhyam Namaha, Dhyava Prithvi Bhyam Swaha. So you cannot ignore for our vital years to become live, the work or karma done by the Prithvi and support given by the heaven. Therefore, Prithvi Mataha Jauh Pita. That's why he said, and where is that Jyoti being seated? It's not visible. You have to uncover. How? Because the Jyoti is Paramatma, Jyoti Rupena Tishtate. God has, that's why all gods in English they say they're all devas. Deva andre Jyotamana Swariraha, Jyotamana Rupa. Jyoti, Jyotayati is in Sanskrit means to illuminate. So they're all illuminated bodies, which means that they are available in the form of light and luster. But only for convenience sake, they take a form. In Sankaracharya, in Saundarya, tells us that Shiva Yugati Bhavena Bibrushe. Amma Parmaswari, Adishakti Swarupini, you have no body. You have no connections or relationships at all. You are above that. No bandhavya, howsoever. But still, for the sake of the world and people and activity, you are considered as the Shiva Yuvati, as the consort of Shiva. Two meanings. Shiva is Shanti. Shanti Swarupanagirdhare Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. So, Chetane Chubhadiyate Saras Namastasyai Namastasyai. So, Shiva Yuvati Bhavena Viprushe. Amma. And why again she is born? Because even Parabrahma must want guidance and Shakti. So Shankaracharya ultimately also says Parabrahma Mahishi anತಾರೆ. ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮನು ಕೂಡ ಮಹಿಷಿ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಆ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟು giving all that energy enough to that Parameswara and make him also do wonderful things. So Parabrahma Mahishi, Sivati Bhavena, and all those compliments given by our great Vedantins and thinkers like Shankara and other acharyas, and in our Veda also said that. And moreover, even Surya Bhagavan is urged to go after Usha Devi, because Usha Devi is very beautiful, just like a youth going after a beautiful girl. See, when a youthful fellow looks at a beautiful girl going forward, then he will automatically follow her. That is for no purpose, but still he'll just follow. That is the youthful time. That's why in colleges and all that we have got so many problems. And so Shiva Yuvati Bhavena. That's why in Lalita Sahasranamam we get Ujjat Bhanu No, the thing is Devakarya Samudhyata Shidagni Kunda Sambhuta Devakarya Samudhyata. Look at that. So Devakarya. Whenever there is some kind of problem cropping up for the prosperity of the Deva or good, it is her duty to take birth and see that kind of problem is silenced. Yada yada dana vottha badha bhavishyati tada tada sambhavishyamyaham. So Durga Devi gave a promise, constant, standing instruction. Whenever there is a danavottha badha, when there is the problem cropping up because of Danavas, then I will take birth and see that is being silenced. And if at all they were to give so much trouble to humans, because they are blessed by number of boons and all that. Therefore, again the question comes up, Hridyantar Jyotihi Purushaha Saha Samanaha San Ubhau Lokau Anusancharati. So it is not the body that moves in this world and other world, because nobody can go to heaven or higher up. ಸಶರೀರವಾಗಿ ಯಾರು ಸ್ವರ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಶರೀರ ಬಿಟ್ರೇನ ನಿಮ್ಗೇನ ಹೈಯರ್ ಲೋಕಾಸ್ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಧರ್ಮರಾಜ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ಹೆವೆನ್ along with his dogs. He was making ultimately dog walking in Mahabharata. And the Devadutas looking at Dharmaraja walking, then they stopped their Vimanam, he said, Swargarohana Parvam, and asked Dharmaraja to board into that. Then Dharmaraja was trying to put his dog also onto that. Then they said, no animals are allowed with you, no accompaniments. So only if you come. But Dharmaraja said, no, this dog is my dharma. So I cannot give up dharma here and then come alone there. You go ahead. So that is the thing. So together, if you are taking with my dog, good. Like that, here, that Jyoti is there inside the heart. And again, the comes when Purusha is an Narayana or Paramatma, how can that Purusha enter into you, your heart? So that Aitharya Upanishad and other Upanishad tell you, Shabda Rupena, through our ears, Paramatma enters into you. That's why every day we are supposed to do Veda Parayanam. Sarva Veda Parayana Punyam Om Namo Narayanaayeti Mantropasakaha Sakala Veda Parayana Punyam Labhate. Anta Narayana Upanishad talle promise. Anybody who utters Veda mantra per day, he will be making the God enter in again and again in larger quantities through your ears, because ear is the receptacle for Shabda. And it is 360 degrees. It can just listen Nada or Shabda from any direction. Therefore, ಈ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಈ ಸಮಾನವಾಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದೇ ಸಮಾನವಾಯು. ಆ ಸಮಾನವಾಯು is the last vital air that departs from our body, although prana immediately goes away. When vital airs are there, all the 5 vital airs would not disappear from or would not leave the body instantaneously along with the prana. Prana will be the steering engine, and but the bogies will be there still, and they have that automation unless afterwards. Therefore, that's why it is said in Mahanyasa, Atma Raksha Kartavya, in ಹೇಳಿದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೋಜ್ಯೋತಿರ್ಜುಷತಾಂ ಆಜ್ಯಂ ವಿಚ್ಛಿನ್ನಂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So Manojyoti Jushatam, you try to accept by offering the ghee or some such kind of meditational yogic practices. Jushatam, accept. The Manassu is also a Jyoti and liable for travels, liable for movement. Therefore, Purushaha Samanaha San. Then what is the karma for the Jyoti? Samanavayu inside us. In karma andre, it will be lokau anusancharati. Lokau anusancharati. It keeps on perambulating between the lokas and lokas and lokas. That's why then once we leave the body, we don't know which loka we go. We just only know, we don't know beyond body. Body tanaka nam knowledge ide. Although rishis have contributed what happens after leaving the body. That's exactly a kind of study which we call as eschatology. The disposal of the death, journey of the life prana, and the ultimate experiences of the prana in different layers are different, and the prana will not return back into the body. Body is burnt. No more body. Only Shankaracharya was able to return to his body when his opponents have burnt his body. That's why we have got Lakshmi Nrsimha, Namadevi Karavalamban Stotram, which Gopal has posted in our Nadaveda today. Just in the morning, I opened the Nadaveda WhatsApp, and then I found Gopal writing, putting that Lakshmi, all that stotra, because when once Lakshmi Narasimha is the only one God, highly powerful, Ugram, Veeram, Mahavishnum, Jwalantam, Sarvadomukham, Nrusimham, Bhishanam, Ishtella compliments the Paramatmanige, but Bhadram. He is Bhadra. to all the devotees. That's why Sanchadhyayativa, Lelayativa, and then when that Jyoti, Atma, Jyoti, what would be doing it? It is Swapnaha Bhutva. That Atma enters into the arena of Swapna world, dream world. A dream itself is a very big area or world where there are different experiences. Again, he will tell about what will happen in a dream. In this Agnavalkyam, there is a discussion also. What are you doing? In dream, all your physical members of the body will be at rest. But the manas is not at rest. It will have a travels. Though you are sleeping on a Hamsatulika Talpam, in sense on a mattress, very sweet and comfortable, attractive with bed sheets and all that, no use. The moment sleep comes, the mind becomes active and the mind will have its own journey. Therefore, what you would see in the mind, and again Paramatma, Paranjyoti, is responsible to create another world in our dream world. Then once you enter into the dream stage, and that's exactly what we call as Sandhya. He uses the word Sandhya. Sandhi means the joint, the junction. So the junction point between the two eyebrows is a very powerful Agna Chakra, where it is said that one has to focus the eyes upon, the mind upon the Agna Chakra, because Agna Chakrantaralastha Brahma Grandhi Vibhedini Amavaru, ಈ ಗ್ರಂಥಿಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ, ರುದ್ರ ಗ್ರಂಥಿ, ವಿಷ್ಣು ಗ್ರಂಥಿ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಗ್ರಂಥಿ. When you do that Kundalini yoga or meditation, that is so, the hole is so narrow that it is very hard to break that particular holes. And therefore, experienced yogins will tell that we have to go, when you do that chakra upasana, and try to rise from the Mooladhara up, and all that. Our yoga master, that Gopalji, has taken 2 to 3 hours of time, yoga classes to us to teach us Kundalini yoga, because he was introduced to that yoga to us. But now there are no much sadhakas here. We also attend all classes, but sadhana is important. Unless sadhana is done, sadhya is not possible. Anyway, so ಏನಾಗತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಪ್ನೋ ಭೂತ್ವ imam lokam ಅತಿಕ್ರಾಮತಿ. And if at all you want to go up the ಸ್ವಪ್ನ ಪ್ರಪಂಚಂ, ಅದೇ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, what is dream? Dream is the language of the mind ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So languages are there, bhasha. So the Swapna Bhasha is psychology, psychosis or psycho, whatever you call it, the mind analysis. So our mind ಏನಾಗತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ, mind is ours, body is not ours. ಆ ಮೈಂಡ್ನ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ. So pranayama is the basic. As our teacher told us, there are many kinds of pranayamas. For example, 12 of them. So Surya Pranayama, Chandra Pranayama, etc. And Viloma and all those pranayamas are there. Navella madala. And we have got one scholar who is trying to talk about Patanjali's contribution to yoga and all that in our next annual day celebration. Because you remember, you should distribute or share that flyer, first flyer, announcement flyer, to all your friends. Let them come to know that Rishis have contributed towards the knowledge, that is knowledge connected to mundane world and super mundane world, and ultimately the goal of all that being emancipation. We don't want to get return at all. So that's why loka anusancharati. So lokav anusancharati andrenu, sancharana is to move about. Anusancharana means to repeat moving about. You repeat going to Delhi number of times. ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಫ್ಲೈಟಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಸಚ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ಟು ಬಿ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ಲಿ ವಿಸಿಟೆಡ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಫರ್ದರೆನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದೇರ್. ಆ ತರಹ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಪುರುಷ ಆ ಅಂತರ್ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯಿಂದ ಆತ್ಮದಿಂದ ಲೋಕಗಳನ್ನು ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಅಲ್ಲೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಜಾಯತಿ ಲೇಲಾಯತಿ and then lokam atikramati. So he will transcend from loka to loka. Normally we are being told in Puranas elsewhere, saptavaime lokaha ಚತುರ್ದಶಯಿಮೇ ಭುವನಾಹ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ದು ಭೂಲೋಕ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅವರೇ ಭೂರ್ಲೋಕ ಭುವರ್ಲೋಕ ಸುವರ್ಲೋಕ ಜನರ್ಲೋಕ ತಪೋಲೋಕ ಮಹೋಲೋಕ ಸತ್ಯಲೋಕಾದಿ ಲೋಕಾನಾಂ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಭೂಲೋಕೆ. ನಾವು ಮಹಾಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಪ್ರಾಬಲಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹರ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಲೋಕಾಸ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಭುವನಾಸ್ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಕೃಷ್ಣದೇವರಾಯ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ನೇಮ್ಡ್ ಹಿಸ್ academic council, I think, as a Bhuvana Vijayam. And he kept Ashtadigajas, powerful poets, like they're all not only Telugu poets, they're also Pakka Sanskrit poets. Nannaya, Tikkana, then Raprakada and two Tikkanas are there, Tenal Ramakrishna, etc. These are all Ashtadigajas. Even before Krishnadevaraya, there was a Bhoja. In Bhojana Asthanadalli, Kalidasa, Dhurjati, Kalidasa was there, and several, and Bharavi. Well, they're all the great poets and scholars and elevated people, and they have made such a wonderful contribution academically to the enhancement of knowledge, and also utility of their 24 hours of time upon the earth. We are simply whiling our time browsing the mobile and TV and this and that and all electronic gas. They only consume our time, but you don't consume the time. Time consumes you, but you should consume the time appropriately. That's why alpascha kalaha bahavascha vighnaha tatsarabhutam parimargitavyam anta ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಮೇಡವರ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ used to say alpascha kalaha or swalpascha kalaha. The time allotted to you upon the earth is only 10 decades. 10 decades only 5 decades gone in sleep, and 8 decades gone in taking bath, 12 decades gone in eating, and only 4 decades are there. I mean, only limited time is there for learning and improving our own conditions. Anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. That's how the mathematics given about our time. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಏನು, ಮೃತ್ಯು ರೂಪಾಣಿ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಈ ಮೃತ್ಯು ರೂಪಗಳು ಅಗೈನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗೈನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಫೇಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಮೃತ್ಯು. ಮೃತ್ವಾ ಪುನರ್ಮೃತ್ಯುಮಾಪದ್ಯಂತೆ ಅದ್ಯಮಾನ ಸ್ವಕರ್ಮಭಿಃ ಅಂತ ಅರುಣ ಪ್ರಶ್ನದಲ್ಲಿ ತೈತ್ರಿಯ ಆರಣ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಮೃತ್ವಾ ಪುನರ್ಮೃತ್ಯುಮಾಪದ್ಯಂತೆ, ಡೈ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೈ, ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಫ್. And that life is again connected to your punyam and papam, vasana bala. So many factors are there. Karma. So karmana badhyate jantuhu ಜ್ಞಾನೇನ ವಿಮುಚ್ಯತೆ. ಈ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಶಂಕರರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಈಸ್ ಎಂಟೈಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಕರ್ಮ that he has got. That is got prarabdha karma or agami karma and so on. We have got karmas also. So everywhere the philosophy is so much divided, and we have to try to reduce in the karmas, and after reducing the karma, then adane Krishna in other ways, bahunam janmanamante ಜ್ಞಾನವಾನ್ ಮಾಂ ಪ್ರಪದ್ಯತೆ ಜಾತಸ್ಯ ಮರಣಂ ಧ್ರುವಂ ಜನ್ಮ ಮೃತಸ್ಯ ಚ. ನೋಡಿದ್ರ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮೃತ್ಯೋ ರೂಪಾಣಿ. ಮೃತ್ಯುದ ರೂಪಗಳು, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ 4 ಮೃತ್ಯುಸ್. ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋರು 4 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಚಂದ್ರಮ ಚತುರುಚ್ಯತೆ ಅರುಣ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ, ದೆನ್ ವಾಯು, ಅಗ್ನಿ, ಅಂಡ್ ದಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮೃತ್ಯು ಇಸ್ ಚಂದ್ರ. ಸೊ ಚಂದ್ರಮ ಚತುರುಚ್ಯತೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ವೆರಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್. ಅಗ್ನಿ, ಸೂರ್ಯ, ವಾಯು, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಲಿ. But Chandra is also friendly. Nobody will hold umbrella for moonlight. See, Sarajjotsanam patantena nakopi varayati anta Kalidasa heltane. When there's a beautiful moonlight, nobody holds the umbrella for him. Like that, Mrityo Rupani. See, because the Upanishad is so that every word is a great concept and alive. Then what happens when Mrityu-rupagalu bandre, hasa ayam purushaha jayamanaha sariram abhisampadhyamanaha atmabhi samsrujyate. Nodidra? Onsala admele, matte you will take body. And once you take the body, you will have enticement with papam. More than punyam, papam only will be there. Papadindale, karma will go on. We are undergoing so many things. And then when once he leaves the body, he will be able to leave the body, he will be able to leave the papams also. And ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಸಿ ಇದಂ ಪರಲೋಕಸ್ಥಾನಂ ಚ ಸಂಧ್ಯಂ ತೃತೀಯಂ ಸ್ವಪ್ನಸ್ಥಾನಂ. ಸೊ ತಸ್ಯ ವಾಯೇ ತಸ್ಯ ಪುರುಷಸ್ಯ ದ್ವೇ ಏವ ಸ್ಥಾನೇ ಭವತಃ. There are only two sthanas for a Purusha. And our two sthanas ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ we have got the transition from the two sthanas to that. Because you can't perambulate, you should be stable. Transfer ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 2-3 years ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಪದೇ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. Therefore, there is a tritiya sthanam, that is what is a joint, and that is the swapna sthanam, and that is sandhya sthanam. So, when once a man, a jiva, gets on to the swapna area, swapna prapancha. See, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಪ್ನಗಳು normally will have some kind of meaning when you get them in the night time. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಬರೋ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಡೇ ಡ್ರೀಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ದಿ ಡೇ ಡ್ರೀಮರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, he will be seeing both lokas. ಉಭೇ ಸ್ಥಾನೇ ಪಶ್ಯತಿ. And idam cha paralokasthanam cha atha yatha kramoyam paralokasthane bhavati akramakramyo bhayan papana anandagumscha pasyati. So there you will be able to have the meter reading. Namma current, ವಾಟರ್ ಮೀಟರು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್, ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸ್, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಮೀಟರ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಯುವರ್ ಸಿ ದಿ ಬಿ ಪಿ ಅಪಾರಟಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಬಿ ಪಿ. ದಿ ಶುಗರ್ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ದಿ ಡಯಾಬೆಟಿಕ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ come to know what is the sugar level, blood sugar, salt, then urine sugar, etc. ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿ you will be able to see anandam paschati sayatra prasravitasya lokasya sarva varto bhavati, and so on. So here what is he is telling that Muni means you have to go up. If at all you want to know the ananda measure, you will not get in this purusha when you are living. Simply we say Anandamayoyam Purushaha. Even that Ananda Mimamsa is also there in our Upanishads. And which is again important. What is Ananda? Vijnanamaya Anandamaya. So Jnanandamaya Atma. ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಧು ಶಂಕರ್ should note it. ಆ ಆತ್ಮ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯಾವಾಗ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆನಂದ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ. When you go into that Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha, there you are able to have the meter reading of the levels of Ananda. What are the levels Ananda? Manushananda, Gandharvananda, Devananda, Manusha Gandharvananda, Gandharva Manush Devananda. So there is a permutations of ultimately Satagum, the Ananda Mimamsa section also we have got to look at. We have already gone through that when we did our Ananda Mimamsa in Adhyayana Upanishad, or also a reference to that in Narayana Upanishad and so on. Also in Bhagavad Gita. See, Anando Bhavati, Ananda Anadu. So, Anandagumscha Patsyati, Papmanase, Abhayan, Papmanaha. So, a ಪಾಪದಿಂದ ಅಭಯವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿ ಆನಂದದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಾತ್ರಾಮಪಾದಾಯ ಸ್ವಯಂ ವಿಹತ್ಯ ಸ್ವಯಂ ನಿರ್ಮಾಯ ಸ್ವೇನ ಭಾಸಾ ಸ್ವೇನ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಷ prasvitatra prasvati. So this is the sequence that is flowing out beautifully right from the Atma. Therefore, Atma Rakshavyaha, Atma Rakshitavyaha, Atma Re Atmanam Pasyet Ammavavai. There is a lot of talk about this Atma in Upanishads. That means that way ಆತ್ಮರಕ್ಷಾ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯಾ. ಯಾವಾಗ ದಶಾಂಗರೌದ್ರೀಕರಣಂ, ಷೋಡಶಾಂಗರೌದ್ರೀಕರಣಂ, ಈ ರುದ್ರನ మనం ರುದ್ರಿಫೈ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಯು ಪುಟ್ ಬೆಲ್ಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಸಿಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಕಾರ್. ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಸುಖನೇ, ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸುಖನೇ, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪುಟ್ ಬೆಲ್ಟ್. ಮೋರ್ ಸೋ ದಿ ಡ್ರೈವರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಪುಟ್ ಬೆಲ್ಟ್. ಆ ಡ್ರೈವರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿರೋ ಕೂಡ ರಕ್ಷಣೆಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪುಟ್. ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸೀಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ದೇ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪುಟ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಏರೋಪ್ಲೇನ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಫ್ಲೈ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಏರ್, ದಟ್ ಬೆಲ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ಯು ಸಿಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಏರ್ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್, ದಿ ಹೋಸ್ಟೆಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಚೆಕ್ whether everybody has kept the belt on to them. ಯಾರನ್ನ ಬೆಲ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಮರ್ತು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಷನ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಅ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಬೆಲ್ಟ್ ಸೈನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್ ಗ್ಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌವ್ ಯು ಇನ್ ದ ಏರ್ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆತ್ಮರಕ್ಷಣ. ಎನಿ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಟಿಂಜೆನ್ಸಿ will give room for a problem, but you should not be a victim for such kind of disasters. Therefore, even in the spiritual marga, we are always advised Atmaraksha Kartavya. ಈ ಆತ್ಮರಕ್ಷಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಿಗಿನ್ ಆಗತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ, ದಿ ಎ ಆಫ್ ಆತ್ಮರಕ್ಷಾ ಇಸ್ ಮನಃ. And imagine that manas is Jyoti, and that Jyoti has got to be nurtured, has got to be protected, has got to be promoted, and then Mano Jyotir Jushatam. So this is the sequence. We do see more in this particular Bruhadaranyaka Upanishad, wherein you come across lots of realities and knowledge. And so I think we should like this also, Upanishad also very much. Today we stop. Om Swasti.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviram Karavavai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavavai. Om Shantri Shantri Shanti. Sarve
Bantu Sukhina.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Vidyam Karavavai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Markasya Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Satam. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Shri Vasudeva Arpanamastu. Shri Veda Purusha Ashirvadostu. Om Tat Satam. Hari Om Namaste Guru.
Hari Om Namaste Guru.